Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the San Francisco 49ers are entering a crucial phase of their season. And no, I'm not talking about the usual hype around their star players like Christian McCaffrey, who's been a game-changer, or Brock Purdy, who's been a revelation at quarterback. No, what's really catching everyone's eye, especially in the 49ers camp, is the injury situation at running back. That's right, and if you're a fan of the red and gold, you know how vital that position is to Shanahan's offense. But this year, it seems like the injury bug is back with a vengeance, and it's throwing a serious wrench in their plans. A year ago, being a running back for the 49ers was arguably one of the most dangerous jobs in all of sports. The workload, the physical toll, it's relentless. And guess what? It looks like that's going to be the case again in 2025. The preseason may have just wrapped up, but the Niners are already feeling the sting of injuries at that position, and it's more than just a minor setback. It's a full-blown concern. Now, let's just take a moment to reflect on how critical Christian McCaffrey has been for this team. His versatility, his ability to run, catch, and make plays out of nowhere, it's been a huge part of San Francisco's offensive success. But Shanahan has wisely kept him out of action early on, especially after McCaffrey missed most of 2024 with knee and Achilles issues. The last thing they want is to rush him back and risk a setback. But even with McCaffrey sitting out, the team isn't in the clear. No, the real trouble starts when you look at the other backs who are banged up. Isaac Guerendo, for instance, has been dealing with a shoulder injury. We've seen flashes of his explosiveness, but the shoulder injury has limited his reps and could keep him out of the lineup for a bit. Then there's Jordan James, who's been managing a finger injury. It might seem minor, just a finger, but in the NFL, even a small injury can turn into a big problem, especially when depth is already thin. And let's not forget Corey Kiner, who's been dealing with ankle issues. All three players are expected to return at some point, potentially for the season opener on September 7th against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but nothing is guaranteed. That's the key point here. The depth chart is already looking shaky, and the Niners are feeling the pressure. Now, just to add to the chaos, the team lost Amir Abdullah early in the preseason due to a ribs injury. That injury was serious enough to land him on season-ending injured reserve. It's a tough break, especially because Abdullah was a versatile backup who could step in if needed. And then, as if that wasn't enough, Patrick Taylor Jr., another key piece, suffered a separated shoulder in the last preseason game against the Las Vegas Raiders. That injury was severe enough to land him on IR the very next day, and here's the thing. The NFL rules state that players placed on IR before Week 1 are ineligible to return for the rest of the season. So, Taylor's loss is a blow to the backfield depth that the 49ers desperately need. What's interesting is how the team responded to these setbacks. The Niners quickly used up Taylor's roster spot by signing veteran quarterback Nate Sudfeld. Now, why a quarterback? Well, it's a strategic move. Sudfeld is likely to compete with Carter Bradley for the number 3 quarterback spot behind Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. But what about the running backs? Right now, the options are limited. Han Vaughn and Jeff Wilson Jr. are the only fully healthy backs available, and both of them only signed with the team amid this injury crisis. It's a stark reminder of how thin the roster has become at that position. But here's some silver lining. Guerendo, James, and Kiner aren't expected to miss significant time. All three could very well be ready for the season opener, which is a huge relief for Shanahan and the coaching staff. Still, even with that optimistic outlook, the team might need to explore other options. Rumors are swirling about a potential trade for Brian Robinson from the Washington Commanders. Robinson, a fourth-year back, has reportedly been placed on the trade block, and that could be a game changer for the 49ers depth if they decide to pull the trigger. It's all about smart moves now, especially given how important the running game has been to Shanahan's offense historically. What makes this situation even more critical is the overall context of the NFC West. The division has been fiercely competitive, with teams like the Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams, and Arizona Cardinals all vying for supremacy. The Niners, coming off a deep playoff run and a Super Bowl appearance, want to maintain their edge. But injuries at key positions threaten to slow that momentum. It's a reminder that in the NFL, depth is just as important as talent, and staying healthy throughout the season is often what separates champions from the rest. Let's take a quick look at the history of the 49ers running game. Since Shanahan took over as head coach, the running game has been a cornerstone of their identity. Players like Raheem Mostert, Tevin Coleman, and even Elijah Mitchell have all played pivotal roles at different times. But now, with injuries mounting, the team is forced to adapt and rely more on their versatile players and strategic signings. It's a testament to the resilience of this team, which has always been known for overcoming adversity. And that resilience will be put to the test early in the season. Another interesting aspect is the potential for a trade to bolster the roster. The mention of Brian Robinson is significant because he's a dynamic back with a good combination of power and agility. If the 49ers pull off this trade, it could provide not just immediate depth, but also a spark to their rushing attack. Robinson's style of play fits well with Shanahan's system, which emphasizes a balanced attack that can adapt to any situation. Adding a player like him could be a real game changer, especially if McCaffrey needs rest or further injury setbacks occur. Looking ahead, the coaching staff's approach will be crucial. Shanahan has always been strategic with managing his players' health, especially with such a demanding position like running back. The goal is to keep McCaffrey healthy, but with the current injuries, he might have to lean more on Vaughn and Wilson Jr. initially. That means these players need to step up big time, and the coaching staff will have to manage their workload carefully. It's all about keeping everyone fresh and ready for the grind of the regular season. The team has a lot of talent, but injuries can derail even the best plans if not handled properly. The fans are undoubtedly anxious, but there's also hope. The 49ers have shown incredible resilience in recent seasons, bouncing back from setbacks and turning to their depth and coaching ingenuity to stay competitive. The front office's decision to sign players like Sudfeld shows they are thinking ahead, trying to cover every possible scenario. The upcoming preseason games and the final roster cuts will give us a clearer picture of how Shanahan plans to navigate this injury crisis. And of course, the importance of staying healthy cannot be overstated. If Guerendo, James, and Kiner return quickly, that will ease some of the pressure. But the reality is that injuries happen, and teams need to be prepared to adapt on the fly. Whether it's a trade, a strategic rotation, or simply relying on the next man-up mentality, the 49ers are showing they are ready to fight through adversity. Their coaching staff, led by Kyle Shanahan, has always been adept at making those adjustments, and this season is no different. As we look toward that Week 1 game against the Steelers, it's clear that the running back position is one of the biggest stories surrounding the team. The stakes are high, and every carry, every play will be scrutinized. But what's inspiring is the team's resilience and the belief that despite all the setbacks, they can still compete at the highest level. The depth, the talent, and the strategic moves all come into focus now. The 49ers are a team built for resilience, and this injury wave might just be the challenge they need to prove that once again. So fans, keep your eyes on the roster moves, updates from camp, and those final preseason games. Every little development could be the difference between a successful season and a tough one. The NFC West is no joke this year, but if there's one thing we know about the 49ers, it's that they never back down from adversity. They have a history of turning setbacks into comebacks, and this season might just be another chapter of that story. Remember, the core of this team is strong, and the coaching staff's ability to adapt will be key. The journey to another Super Bowl is still very much alive, but staying healthy, smart, and strategic will be the name of the game. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this injury situation? Do you think Shanahan and his staff will find a way to navigate through this storm? Are you confident that the team's depth will hold up? Or do you think a trade for Brian Robinson or another running back is essential? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. The season is just around the corner, and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Thanks for being with us, and as always, go Niners!